What's up, guys? Having a little fun on the channel today. Been watching games recently and looking around at some of the young players in the Premier League. Also hearing discussions about how maybe this isn't the greatest pool of talented players we've seen in the Premier League. So I decided to put together a little list of what I believe to be the 30 best players under the age of 25 in the Premier League currently. I'm going to put them into a little tier list. So the categories we've got are special, potential to be special, good, squad player, and overrated. This is going to be in no particular order. As you can see, a lot of the big hitters in there, a lot of players of Arsenal, Manchester City, Manchester United, Liverpool, Chelsea. They're all well represented here. But let's just get right into it. And straight off the bat, we have Bukayo Saka. And unfortunately, as a Manchester United fan, he's got to go right into the special category. I have been disappointed with him this year. He hasn't really regained his form since last season. Struggled with a lot of injuries throughout the campaign. Hasn't really rediscovered that elite scoring and assisting form. But he's still such a talented player. I believe he's still such a difference maker for Arsenal. And something in my bones tells me that he's going to go to the World Cup this summer and make a huge impact for England, maybe even be a key difference maker for them in winning the whole tournament. I feel like he's really going to re-establish himself as a top player in world football. As much as most people wouldn't say that he's fallen off, in my opinion, he has kind of dropped a low a little bit, but I think in moments he still delivers in a big way, and I think the World Cup is going to be a place where he really re-establishes himself in the minds of all fans across the world. Next up, another Arsenal player, William Saliba. I think we have to put him in the special category too. He along with Gabriel, just forming this elite defensive unit at Arsenal. He's got good pace, good size, good strength. He has all the attributes you would want in a centre back. Yeah, maybe he's slightly more prone to a mistake than Gabriel, but I think I would still have him in there. And you can make the argument that he still hasn't even hit his prime yet. Only 24 years old. There's still room for him to grow, which I think is the most exciting thing. And I think he definitely belongs in the special category for sure. Now, the first interesting one is Morgan Rogers of Aston Villa. He is a serious player. He manages to impact games without really dominating games. He doesn't need to be involved in everything to have an impact, and he steps up in those biggest moments. And that's why I have him in the special potential category. I believe he has the potential to be one of the very best players in the Premier League. I believe he has the potential to maybe keep Aston Villa afloat, maybe have Aston Villa replace Spurs as a member of the Big Six and continue to have them competing for Champions League football and maybe even more, or maybe he could earn a move to a bigger team. He's an interesting piece because he's obviously got a lot of quality, but I feel like the games where he's most non-existent are the games where he has the biggest impact, when he steps up and delivers. Like against Manchester United, 2 great goals. Last week against Bournemouth, scored a great goal without really influencing the game in any other way. When you have that potential already and still only 23 years old, I feel like he really could easily make it that jump up into the special category. Still a lot of room to growth. Serious player. Love Morgan Rogers. Next up, we've got Cole Palmer. I've been really positive so far. I kind of almost wish I could stick him in the overrated pool, but unfortunately, that's just not the case. He's got to go up into the special category. Palmer has got a serious amount of talent. Still such a young player. Still so much room to grow in his game. But just like watching him return over the last couple of games and look like he's back to his form. I know, obviously, I'm playing against the greatest opposition. But just to watch the way he carries himself on the pitch, how he just saunters around and just controls games. He is so talented, and he contributes with goals, assists. He creates chances for his teammates. He is an unbelievable talent, and I think he will, again, like Saka, he'll recover from these injury issues and return to being considered one of the top young talents in all of European football. Cole Palmer, serious player. Next up, we've got Hugo Ekitike. He's an interesting one because he's looked good at times this year. And then you're obviously comparing him to the impact that he's had compared to the big money signing in Alexander Isak that they obviously both signed for Liverpool this summer. And then you kind of want to give him more credit than maybe he deserves. But he's still got a lot of talent, still such a young player. But I love his style of play. I believe he could become a real goal scorer. I'm tempted to put him in the special potential, but I think I'm just going to slip him into the good category. arguably there isn't really a good like tier to put him in available here in the way we've organized it. But I just need to see it a little bit more. I feel like he has absolutely got the potential to rise up, but for now, I just have him in the good category. But this is a guy who maybe if we're revisiting this next year, he's very much closer to the special category than a squad player. Next up, another Liverpool boy, Florian Wirtz. Obviously, really struggled coming in to Liverpool. Struggled with the physicality of the Premier League, but slowly but surely, he's starting to come around. Pretty much over the last while, it feels like every game he's delivering with a goal or an assist. He's slowly getting back to being the player that Liverpool paid such a huge transfer fee for. I feel like I have to put him into the potential to be special. I still think he's got that quality. He's just got that ability on the ball to create and see things that others don't. I think he still has the capabilities to be a special player. I think he will continue to grow as a Premier League player. He will adjust to the physicality. And I think this time next year we'll be looking at him having a serious second season at Liverpool and hopefully leading a better campaign than they're having this year. Obviously it's been a bit of a struggle for them in the Premier League, but yeah, Wirtz, he's still got that special potential for sure. First goalkeeper up on the list, Seny Lammens. This is an interesting one. Obviously, my bias coming out here, I'm a Manchester United fan. There were a few question marks when United made this move. A lot of us, myself included, wanted them to go for a more experienced goalkeeper, a more seasoned pro. But they went for this relative unknown who was saving everything there was to save in the Belgian league. And now he's come into United, and in fairness, they've only lost 2 games when he started. That's pretty good going. He is still a serious player. He's still got a lot of room to grow, but I think all of the signs are good. He seems to have all the basics down. He seems like the concentration levels are there, because in fairness, all goalkeepers are extremely talented. It's just a question of concentration. That's what leads to the silly mistakes that they have and mentality as a whole. And I'm going to put Seny Lammens in the potential to be special. I think he could be a really great goalkeeper. I think he's going to continue to grow, still so young. I think he could really emerge into a serious goalkeeper, one of the best in the Premier League and maybe even the world. All the intangibles are there. It's just going to continue to flourish as United hopefully continue to have more success. I think more people are going to take notice of Seny Lammens. As a lot of people have said, before he got here, we were talking so much about the United goalkeeper. Now we don't talk about them, and that's almost the biggest compliment that you're able to give Seny Lammens. Now, the other side of Manchester, Nico O'Reilly. This is the guy that a lot of people are saying should absolutely be the indefinite starter at left back for England in the World Cup this summer. I'm not so sure about that. I think he's a part of this City backline now pretty consistently, filling in there at left back, but doesn't have the role locked down. He's been part of a City backline that's been pretty weak, that's conceded a lot of goals, that's been very fragile. Now and again, like, he's obviously got a lot of quality on the ball, but this guy is meant to be an attacking midfielder, and he switched to left back, and I just don't see what everyone else sees. I think there's still potential there. I do enjoy his ability on the ball. He does provide that bit of attacking threat, but if we're talking about him as a left back, I don't know if he is as good as other people seem to think, and I certainly don't think he should absolutely be the shoe-in to start at left back. As much as the left back position is open for England, I don't think Nico O'Reilly should be in the pole position. I'm going to put him in the overrated category. Might be a little bit harsh, but that's just what I've seen of Nico O'Reilly this season. Obviously still has the potential to move up, but for right now, I think he belongs in that overrated category for sure. Next up, another Liverpool boy, Ryan Gravenberch. Obviously, he made a big difference last year. He was like a new signing in that midfield for Liverpool last season. But I just don't know if he's ever going to do enough to be considered special. I don't think he'll ever drop too low to be considered overrated or a squad player. I don't think anyone will ever believe in him that much. He'll always just do his job and be relatively effective as a midfield player. Big impact last year, but I think he belongs in the squad player category. That might be a little bit harsh because I consider him, he's going to be a starter, but in terms of this list, I think he belongs in the squad player category. He's just not None of the other things are a good fit for him. The squad player is probably the closest fit, even though I do think he is a good player. You could easily bump him up into that good category, but for here and this list, I'm just going to put him in that squad player role. Next up, Ryan Shirky. This guy is so interesting to me. I was so excited when he got the move to Manchester City, getting to see him in the Premier League, because I'm honestly looking at more in the terms of France. Can this be the guy that replaces Antoine Griezmann? I know France were in the final of the last World Cup, but I feel like we've seen a little bit of a drop off from France as Griezmann started to get older. He's now no longer with the team. And I think he was always the best player for that France team. He was the hub. He was the creative hub. He was the guy that made everything tick. And he was the difference maker in terms of them being a good side and a great side. And Ryan Shirky could be that replacement. He could be that next guy up for France. And if he can really establish himself at City, he can be that starter for France in the World Cup in 2026. He's had moments at City. A little bit in and out of the team. Pep has obviously been frustrated with him at times. He's definitely got that flamboyance about him that maybe Pep can get annoyed by, and honestly is working against him at certain times at City. But second most assists in the league, starting to really deliver in some big moments for Manchester City. Serious talented player. I have to put him in the special potential. I do believe that this player could be one of the best, and I believe that he could really announce himself at the World Cup in 2026. Next up, Amad Diallo. This one, as soon as I added him to the list, I was really thinking so hard about what I was going to do with Amad Diallo, because I love him so much. I love that he's so regularly playing with a smile on his face. I love how attacking he is. It's always looking ahead. He's never looking back when he gets on the ball. And he's the guy who kind of helps United tick. Like along with Bruno Fernandes, they're the two that really kind of are always driving United forward, always willing to take those risks. And that's why I'm kind of leaning towards like hoping that he could still have that potential to be special. But I think I've got to put him in the good tier. He just doesn't deliver with enough quality consistently enough yet. I still believe that he could rise up these ranks. Still only 23 years old. Still a lot of room to grow. But he just doesn't have enough quality consistently. We obviously have seen flashes of it. Last year, he was our top goal scorer. He had some great moments. Think of that goal he scored against Forest this year. Unbelievable. He has a lot of ability. But I just think that we don't see it enough consistently. And for right now, he belongs in that good category for sure. Next up, we got Lucas Bergvall. This is a player I'm really excited about, and I think Spurs are too. There's not much to cheer about at Tottenham Hotspur right now. They're only, I think, 5 points above relegation after West Ham's draw today. They look like they're very much out of contention for Champions League, and they'll be in the fight to get into the Europa League or Conference League next year. They're probably still within reach of that, but it doesn't really look like they're going to be able to go on the runs that maybe some other teams will, so they might not even make that. It could be another disappointing year for Spurs, finishing in the bottom half of the table. But Bergvall is one of their bright lights. Super talented player. I just kind of question, what is his best position? I feel like that hasn't been figured out yet. He's kind of too much of a role guy right now. He's almost too versatile for his own good, because he's kind of being put in different positions all the time. So as much as I'm excited about the talent, I don't really know what his best position is yet, and so that's why I think he belongs in the squad player category here. Obviously, he's still only a teenager, a lot of potential there. He could easily jump up these rankings soon, but for right now, I think he belongs in that squad player. But at the same time, it feels wrong having Gravenberch and Bergvall in the same tier here. It's a bit of a weird one, but that's the way it's going right now. Next up, Nicky Voltemeda. This is a really, really interesting one. I'm very intrigued by Nick Voltemeda. He has obviously been in and out of the team, especially since Vista's come back. He's struggled for confidence. He's struggled to find consistency. But I just like the way that he plays. He's just got a swagger about him. He's got really good feet and technical ability for such a big player. And I really think he can establish himself in Newcastle. It's been a difficult year for them. It's obviously unfortunate just that they can't seem to figure out how to mount a serious title campaign while also playing in the Champions League. It was the same case a couple of years ago, and they struggled in the Premier League when they were in the Champions League, and it seems to be happening again. But Voltemeda, still a young player, still adjusting to the Premier League. I really do like the look of him. This might be calling it too soon, but I'm gonna put him into the special potential. I really believe he could be a serious striker in world football. He's already like in with the German setup. He'll likely be going to the World Cup. Could make a big impact there, and I think Newcastle will see the best of them if they're able to continue to add to their squad. Hopefully this year that will be something that they're able to do. They didn't really do it last year. He wasn't even he was probably like their fourth choice striker option when they eventually bought. But I really do like the look of Altameda. I believe he has the potential to be special. This guy, don't count this guy out just yet. And next up, another striker, Benjamin Sesko. This is an interesting one because he's in a great run of form. Obviously got a great goal today against West Ham. Saved Manchester United with virtually the last kick of the game. A really, really clever finish at the front post. He's starting to show his qualities, but his general play is quite poor, and that is why I think Michael Carrick has yet to start him in a game in his 5 in charge. He needs to get stronger. He's still too weak for his size. He needs to just be better generally as a player, as a playmaker, as a guy that attacks are built through. He's got to be a lot better there. Too many loose touches. Too many times he's eased off the ball, and just not enough quality as of yet. I am liking the way he's found a way to score goals. I do believe there is potential there. He could rise up this list, but for right now, I think he belongs in the good category. I think like we're looking at him right now, and like he could enter the cult hero stage. I feel like that's an area that he might be able to hit on for Manchester United. I'm just not sure if he could be that out and out number 9, week in, week out, scoring goals in across multiple competitions. Not sure if he's up to that. But I do like the impact that he's having at Manchester United for sure. Next up, another Manchester United player. As you can see, when I was putting this list together, I was obviously thinking, I was almost going team by team. It's kind of the way that it worked out is very obvious with the way that it's coming out here. Next up, Kobe Mainoo. Obviously, really struggled after breaking out Manchester United and looking great. Really struggled to find a place in the team under Ruben Amorim. I don't know what the dynamic really was there. Was it just the element of the 2 in midfield? He just didn't have the legs to get around then? Did Amorim just take a dislike to him? It was a very weird situation, but obviously since Carrick's come in, Mainoo has started every game. He's looked great. So much quality on the ball. Such a like nice, tidy player to watch. So rarely gives the ball away. And he's actually seems to be getting better, kind of moving around and kind of winning balls back and little things like that. It's probably unfair to call him special. Maybe he's still in the potential to be special. Still only 20 years old. Still such a young player. But I'm going to let my bias come in and I'm going to throw him in the special category. I believe that this might be a bit premature, but 2-3 years from now, I believe Kobe Mainoo is going to be one of the best midfielders in the world. That deeper role, I think he's going to be able to thrive as that kind of just playmaker, that connector between the backline and the attack. Never going to be the most mobile, never going to be the greatest goal scorer or assister or creator, but I think he's going to be a really respected midfielder, and I think he's going to be able to control the tempo of games for Manchester United in the future. Next up, we have Mickey van de Ven. First time we've had a defender for a while. Obviously super talented player. His athleticism is absolutely insane. He is such a difference maker for Spurs. Far and away a better player than Christian Romero. I think Spurs fans like to always talk about the two of them as a pair, and I know they play as a pair, but like Van de Ven is a far superior player. His speed, athleticism, ability on the ball is second to none, and I'm really intrigued to see about the potential of him getting a move out of Spurs. Maybe I'm looking at Liverpool and thinking, would Liverpool consider him as a replacement for Virgil van Dijk? We know Van Dijk's had his struggles. I know he just signed that new deal, but Van de Ven is a left-sided player that can command a back line that can absolutely fill the boots of Virgil van Dijk. So I'm really interested to see if he gets a move. I know it would cost a lot of money, but the way Spurs are struggling, why would he want to stick around? I know they're in the Champions League this year, but next year if there's no European football and Liverpool come and knocking, Van de Ven might be on his way. Super talented player. I think you got to put him in the special category, especially now when we're seeing pretty much a full year of him being fit like he is. I know he's playing in a struggling Spurs team, but he always stands out even in games when they're losing. Van de Ven is a serious talent. Next up, we're kind of getting to the last of it here. We got Adam Wharton. Big fan of Adam Wharton. I really think he could be the next coming of Michael Carrick. I just love the way that he plays, and hopefully he'll be more appreciated in an England shirt than Michael Carrick was. Michael Carrick never really found a place in that England team, but because they had the star player of your Gerrards and your Lampards, but Wharton can just be that's not the sexy pick, but Morton is could be such a difference maker. I think he has so much quality on the ball, and I think he's just so calm and never really doubts himself. He doesn't get too up or too down. I don't think if he makes a mistake, he just forgets about it and moves on. This is this serious player. Unfortunately for Palace, probably another serious talent that's about to walk out the door this summer. Maybe that'll be Manchester United. Maybe that'll be Liverpool. Maybe even Manchester City will get involved. I feel like there's a big move waiting around the corner for this guy. And it might be a bit too early to call him special, but absolutely going in the potential to be special category. I look forward to see him playing in a better team and seeing if he can really establish himself, really take that England shirt to be his own. It's kind of like you're looking at it right now. He's kind of in a fight with Elliot Anderson for that spot beside Declan Rice. Can he go and make that his own this year and beyond? It's going to be really interesting to watch. But yeah, serious talent and absolutely got the potential to be special. Next up, Jurrien Timber. This is just a quick one. I'm throwing him in the good category. I know he's probably considered the best right back in the Premier League, and I think that'll be totally fair. And I love the impact that he has going forward, but I just don't think he's ever going to be special. It's tough to really call a fullback special. He's always just going to be good. That's just the role that he has, and that's not. I know that sounds like it's a hit on him, but I don't think it is. He's just always going to be good. Always going to consistently deliver 6.5, 7 out of 10 with every performance, but rarely kind of hit that 10 out of 10 mark. And honestly, that's the best thing you can ask for from a fullback. So I think Timber absolutely belongs in this good category. Next up, super interesting one. Krupi Jr. at Bournemouth. Only 19 years old, but the flashes are real. This guy is so interesting. I'm so excited to watch. I always try to watch Bournemouth games as much as I can. One, they're just a fun side to watch, and the other is this guy and some of their other new signings that they've signed. They've always young players coming through. Bournemouth, honestly, maybe they don't get enough credit as like a Brighton do for bringing through young talent, but Bournemouth are able to do it as well. They've lost a lot of their best players, and they're still finding a way to win games of football. And Krupi Jr., obviously, he's been inconsistent. He's a teenager. Of course, he's going to be inconsistent. But he's still scored 8 goals already in the Premier League this year. I think it actually might be up to 9 now. He is an extremely talented player. He's got that little bit of arrogance, that little bit of flair, and I'm excited to see how he develops. And I don't think he's in danger of maybe getting a move too soon. So I think we're going to see him at Bournemouth for another little while. So that will give him the best chance to really develop it into the best player that he can be. And hopefully Iraola sticks around as well. So that will help him, because I know Iraola is a really, really great coach, and I believe he will get the best out of this player. I think he belongs in the potential to be special category. That might be a bit of a wild show when we see some of the players that are down below there, but Krupi is the fact that he's still only a teenager and already showing these flashes in his first year in the Premier League. I'm really excited to see how much more he can grow while at Bournemouth, and maybe has that big move coming down the road for him. Next up, Elliot Anderson, another English midfielder. Where do we go with him? I mean, he's emerged as potentially the number one target for Manchester United in terms of midfielders. There's rumours that he's number one, and Manchester United could potentially sign 2 this summer. He's right there in the battle with Wharton to earn that place alongside Rice in the midfield for England, and he's making a huge impact in Nottingham Forest. Any of you fantasy football players out there, you know that he's become a real important asset because of those DEFCONs. He takes set pieces. He's just so energetic. He's just always around when the attack's going on for the other team. He's just always the one there getting the foot in. He's always in the right place to make interceptions, to break up play and get attacks going. Serious talented player. I believe he's going to even get better. I feel like he can have more of an impact in an attacking sense. But the impact that he has already in this Forest team, it can't be understated. He has the potential to become one of the best midfielders in the Premier League, one of the best defensive midfield players for sure in the Premier League, and really establish himself in that England setup. And maybe him and Wharton could take over in that England midfield. Maybe they could play in it together. It's going to be super interesting to see how that develops. But Elliot Anderson is a serious player, and obviously he also belongs alongside Adam Wharton. Too soon to maybe call him special, but I think the potential to be special is absolutely there. And again, like Wharton, I look forward to hopefully seeing him playing in a winning team with more pressure on his shoulders and seeing how he adjusts to that and seeing if he can make that jump up to the special category. Next up, Moises Caicedo. You'd forget that he is still so young, still only 24 years old, but we know he's going into the special category. Absolutely. Well, without doubt, one of the best defensive midfielders, probably the best out-and-out defensive midfielder in the Premier League. I think out-and-out he is that. When it comes to best midfielder, I still think it's Declan Rice. I don't think it's Moises Caicedo. But he has been able to score a few goals this year, and just defensively, the way he can break up play, the way he just matches every run in the biggest moments, and the energy that he plays with is just so impressive. Absolutely a special player, and finally justifying that price tag that Chelsea paid for him a couple of years ago. Next up, Igor Thiago. This is a really interesting one. Obviously, he's just set the record for the most goals scored in a single Premier League season for a Brazilian player, which is surprising when you think of some of the quality Brazilian players that have come through the Premier League. But a lot of those have been penalties, and a lot of times I watch him, I feel like this could be just a flash in the pan. It's obviously a big scoring year. This Brentford team has been immense. The way that Keith Andrews has coached his team has been so impressive. But I think Igor Thiago belongs in the good category. He could rise up. But for right now, I'm not overly impressed with his general play, and I feel like he can be still quite inconsistent. So I think he's a good fit for the good category here. Next up, João Pedro. João Pedro is an interesting one. Another player who's in incredible form. Still such a young player. Still, it feels like he's right there, ready to break out as a Chelsea player, ready to break into this Brazil team. He feels like he's right on the cusp of something real. But there's just something about him that, I don't know, it just doesn't let me believe that he's going to ever be that super special talent, that real difference maker as a striker. Is he ever going to be consistently scoring 20 goals a year? Can he be that difference maker for Brazil in the biggest moments in the World Cup and the Copa America when they expect to be winning all these tournaments? I'm just not so sure. I'd be tempted to, the form we're seeing him in at the moment, he's really doing it all. That would have me tempted to put him into this potential to be special. But I think I'm going to put him in the good category. That might be a little bit harsh. I believe that he could prove me wrong. And this time next year, after a strong finish to the season and then hopefully a World Cup campaign with Brazil, I might have to revisit this list and we might have him bumped up. But for right now, I think good is a good fit for him. Next up, another player that's been injured a lot this year. Hasn't played that much, but when he has, he still looks fantastic. Josep Guardiola. I think he absolutely belongs in this special category. I think he is one of the best defenders in world football, and I think he made a big difference when he returned for that brief spell this year. Obviously, he was out injured a lot to start the year, came back, looked good, and then unfortunately out with another injury. I'm not sure how long he's due to be out for. It might even be the entire season, but I'm still such a huge fan of his. I think he obviously has a great threat from corners, and just actually is just a great defender. Whether he's playing at centre back or left back, he actually knows how to defend, and that's not something we can say for too many defenders in these modern times. But Gvardiol, great player, absolutely belongs in that special category. I think he's right up there when we're talking about the best defenders in the Premier League. I honestly believe he's right up there with Saliba and Gabriel for sure. Next up, Calafiori. Yeah, again, just like Timber, he belongs in that good category. I don't think he's ever going to be special, but has a nice attacking threat. He has good quality on the ball. He's a good defender. Definitely one of the better left backs in the league. Obviously, kind of a guy who transitioned from playing centre back to left back, similar to Guardiola, just to fit in the team, and he's done a great job there. But again, it's just going to consistently be a 6 out of 5, a 6.5, 7 out of 10 in games, and then never really going to be overly spectacular. But he's always going to get the job done. And like I said, that's what you need from fullbacks. That's effectively what their job is, and he's going to be one of the best at it for a long time to come. Next up, we got Roofs, the Sunderland goalkeeper. He has been so impressive this year. As Sunderland as a whole have been great, and obviously he's been crucial. His shot stopping is great. His ability with his feet is really good. I believe he really is a serious goalkeeper. I feel like I can't put him into the special potential, but I'm also just like, why can't I? I think that's where he belongs, and you know what? I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'll be really interested to see if teams come knocking for him. You look at teams around the league, it's hard to know who's going to need a goalkeeper, but maybe you think of an Aston Villa if they're to lose Emi Martinez. You might even look at a Newcastle. You think Manchester United are hopefully solid there. City hopefully solid there. Arsenal good. Chelsea, maybe Chelsea could come in for him as well. He's another option there. But yeah, he's looked great for Sunderland. Really impressive with all the intangibles. I believe he does have the potential to be special for sure. Next up, we got a guy that's going to be forgotten about a bit, but this is a guy I always liked. Manchester United were linked to him for a long time. Jared Brathwaite. Unfortunately for right now, he's got to go in the overrated bin. But I hope he can recover from this injury trouble and get back to his best, because I really think he is one of the best left-sided centre-backs in the Premier League when he is healthy. Hasn't really been that this year, but hopefully he can get over that. But for right now, I think he's got to be in the overrated bin. And then we've got Carlos Baleba. Had a really great year last year. When Manchester United were linked with him, myself included and every other fan was really like, oh my God, we have to get this done. This guy could be the answer to all our problems. He's so athletic. He's such a good tackler. He can be progressive with his passing. He'd be such a great fit. Just the type of athlete that we need in our midfield. And then this season has come around and he's really failed to hit the heights. He's consistently been in and out of the team. He's very rarely finished 90 minutes and just looks like a shadow of the player we saw last year. Still only 22 years old, so hopefully this is just a minor blip. But unfortunately, with what we've seen this year, he's got to go in the overrated bin. He's still being linked with United. United are still interested, so they obviously still believe there's a player there, and I'm sure other clubs are going to be interested as well. Maybe the links to United and everything and the way that played out, maybe that just got in his head, and that's what's affecting his form this year. But there's something going on there, and for right now, I think he's got to be in that overrated bin. Next up is Juve, left back at West Ham. I really like this guy. He looks like a serious player. Obviously provides a great attacking threat down the left. I believe that he's going to have the opportunity to go to a bigger club. I feel like West Ham could end up just being a stepping stone for him. But from early sides of him are really, really good. I'm not going to bump him up into the potential to be special just yet. But I'm really thinking he could get up there. He could be that like that Joe Cancelo, Andy Robertson sort of quality in terms of delivering in attacking positions on a consistent basis. And I feel like West Ham's a stepping stone move for him, and I feel like he could get a move to a bigger club. This guy is a real talent. For right now, I'm going to put him in the good category, but he could easily be in that potential to be special category for sure. All right, we're right at the end of the list, and the final one here is Lewis Miles Skelly. And I honestly just put him on the list so I could throw him right in the overrated bin. I mean, before the season started, everyone was like, oh yeah, Lewis Skelly has to be the starter for England in the World Cup. And I'm like, really? We've really not seen that much of him. Yeah, he has some nice moments on the ball and he's playing in a good Arsenal team, but how can you just throw him in and say he should absolutely be the starter at left back? And I've been proven completely right this year because he hasn't gotten the team at all. Calafiori's got that left back spot on lock. Other players have come in and played at that left back spot instead of him. And now, obviously, everyone, like I said earlier, people have switched over to the Nico Riley conversation about him at left back. But I think these guys are just English players who are being overrated. I know he's still only 18, still a lot of room to grow. But I think he's been absolutely overhyped, completely overrated from very few flashes of quality. So maybe I'm being a little bit harsh. Hopefully he proves me wrong and he jumps back up the list here. But for right now, he absolutely belongs in the overrated bin. I don't think he should be on the plane with England going to the World Cup. And I don't know where he really fits in this Arsenal team now that they've really built out a serious squad, now that they're actually competing for the Premier League title, or that they're actually looking likely to win the Premier League title and maybe even the Champions League as well, and the other competitions, of course, as well. But yeah, that rounds out the list. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Who did I have too high? Who did I have too low? Who was I a little bit harsh on? Who was I maybe a little bit too generous to? And of course, let me know any players you think should be involved in this list and where they should go. Appreciate you guys as always. We'll be playing more content here for the World Cup, the Champions League, the Premier League, right here on Hand Again. So make sure you subscribe, drop a like on the video. But until next time, peace out, guys.